You have the power today to change your life, to change the trajectory of your story. Start a new chapter, turn the page, write a new book. This is your rebrand. This is your hard launch of yourself. Becoming the best version of yourself requires you to make a lot of changes to your mindset along the way. The biggest setback that I think we all face in our fear of living our true self is the person that other people think that we are. You will never step into the next chapter of your life if you're worried about what everybody thinks of you. And this was so hard for me, especially just because growing up I had it really rough. It wasn't easy to understand. Life was just complicated. I was angry. I had a lot of feelings. And there's a lot of people that I was involved with at that time. People who I swam with, people who I went to school with, people who I knew in my life. And when I run into them now, or when I think of them now, I'm almost embarrassed of the person that they know. But that's not who I am now. And I've done so much work and so much healing and so much change in that time to be the best version of me for me. I didn't change who I was to appease those people. I changed who I was to be satisfied with myself, to be proud of who I am, to present myself to the world and to myself as the best angel that I can be. Can you say that you're the best you that you can be? Are you trying to make everybody else happy that you forget to make yourself happy? Are you a people pleaser? Please, God, don't be a people pleaser. Oh my God, couldn't be me. Let's get a little bit more specific. When it comes to upgrading your life and becoming an it girl, becoming the main character, becoming that bitch, it takes 2 steps, okay? Plain and simple. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna decide, what type of person do I wanna be? Think about it, vision board it, manifest it, write it down, journal about it. Figure out who it is that you are and who do you wanna be, okay? Once you know the person that you wanna be, easy. Step number 2, prove it to yourself that you can be that person. Just prove it to yourself. The ultimate form of change, the ultimate form of motivation is when a habit becomes a part of your identity. You're doing that activity so frequently that it becomes who you are. It changes you from a person who wants to be something to the person who is something. We can all want and we can all achieve, but you have to shift your perspective from an external to an internal. Instead of what do you want that's externally gratifying, who do you want to become internally? I think we're so caught up in this generation, sorry Gen Z, but we're always looking at everybody else's business, keeping up with the Joneses. Are you keeping up with yourself? Unless you're a Jones, then that doesn't really apply to you. I think the next topic is kind of hypocritical of me to say because I really struggle with this, but you have to start before you're ready. I'm someone who I can dream up calendar after vision board, after dream board, after Google Sheets of what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it and what I want it to be and how perfect I want everything to be when I start. But when you keep searching for this perfect moment, it is never going to come to you. Some people wait their entire lives waiting for the perfect moment. And the last thing that I want you to experience is any sort of regret in your life. At the end of the day, you have to take a chance on yourself. No one is gonna hand you the shot. And even if they do for my Nepo babies, because I love a good Nepo baby, you still have to run with it. You could be given everything in the world, but you have to take it and make it your own. Without that, it is useless. You have to go out into the world and look for inspiration. Go out there and find it. Make a Pinterest board. Find what you love. It's not coming to you if you're not looking for it. You have to be willing and you have to be accepting for things to come to you. And without glowing up and leveling up in your mindset, you won't see opportunities that are right in front of your face because you're stuck back here. You need to be up here with the rest of us who are making real change, okay? Don't sit around and let life pass you by. You only get one. Take all the opportunities and make sure that the opportunities you're taking benefit you. And I know, especially for recent grads or young adults, we have so much external pressure. Everyone thinks they know it's the perfect way to make money, the perfect career, the perfect life. You should buy a house, you should get married, you shouldn't have kids, you should have kids. Everyone thinks they know what's best for you, but only you do. Between me and you, only you do. No one knows you better than you know you. And no one knows you better than to know what things you will regret. I've stayed in relationships way past their expiration date because that was what was right for me. Now, was it right at all? No, incorrect. Shouldn't have done it. But it was what worked for me. You have to do what works for you. No matter how stupid it is to everybody else. You gotta stand by yourself. If you don't back yourself, nobody will back you. Okay? Like, you gotta be your number one fan. Like, no one else here is supporting you. People only support success. People don't support the hustle, the struggle, the grind. When you're trying to grow, when you're trying to get there, people are haters. I'm a hater. I'm the number one hater. You gotta do it for you. Now, keep in mind, you can always start small, okay? Rome was not built in a day. You don't have to do everything right now, all in like the first second. You're inspired, you're motivated. Take a deep breath, relax. It's okay to take your time and do things in small chunks. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. And I think that is so undervalued in today's times and climate. It's so easy to underestimate the value of small improvements that you make on a daily basis. We want to see numbers. I'm a content creator. I want to see 100, I want to see 1,000, I want to see 10,000, I want to see 100,000 subscribers. Now, I might still only have 150 subscribers and I still have a long way to go, but you can't get to 100,000 without 100, okay? You can't make your first $1 million without making your first sale. Like, you have to be invested in yourself and the little things. Find one thing every day to improve on. Write in your journal. Create your business idea. Do whatever you need to do. Sign up for your first college class. It starts with you and it starts with the first decision. The first decision gets everything in motion. But you can't get here if you never got here. That's enough of that. Next thing I want to talk about, you have to allow yourself to be the it girl. Everybody wants to be the it girl. Everybody wants to be the main character. Everybody wants to be the moment. But not a lot of people actually want to be the moment when the moment comes. It's a lot of pressure. Fear overcomes us. So I think last year I was at church with my sister at our granny's house, and the sermon was about updating your driver's license. We get our driver's license when we're like 15, our learner's permit, right? And when we turn 16, we get a new picture, and then when we turn like 21 and 25, we get new driver's licenses. We're the same person, but maybe our address is different, or the state that we live in is different, or our hair was blonde and now it's black, or I used to have freckles, or now I'm this. We're the same person, but some things about us change. It doesn't change who we are overall, but we're allowed to make those small improvements to our identity. But you have to allow yourself time to accept the change in who you are. When I look back at like old notes I've written in my phone or old videos I filmed, and I listen to the angel that I used to be, it shocks me. Like, I am dumbfounded at the person I used to be. It just excites me for the person I'm gonna be in the future. And that's something I always tell people, especially young grads, like, think about who you are today and how cool of a person you're gonna be in like 10, 15 years, 2 years, 30 days. We're always developing. Not everybody can see your vision. Not everybody sees the end goal for you, and they don't have to. It is not your responsibility to show everybody, I'm doing my improvement, I'm doing self-help, I'm healing, my goal is to be this. Not everybody can see the bigger picture. Some people like to just be mundane and regular. I had an ex-boyfriend, he was so okay with just being regular. I'm not regular. I'm a star. And so are you. Don't let people hold you back and tell you X, Y, and Z when you know you're A and B, okay? Next thing I want to tell you is that you are who you surround yourself with. I don't care what you try to negotiate and what you try to say, I'm not listening. You are who you surround yourself with. With that being said, I've noticed in my life, when I'm around happy people, I'm happy. When I'm around depressed people and hating people, I'm depressed and I'm hating. I started looking at who was in my inner circle. And I started making some changes. They were unpopular at the time. I had a best friend my whole childhood, and I was like, we can't vibe together because you're not on my vibration. And I couldn't explain it. in the moment. I just knew that if I kept in those circles with those girls and those friends, I would never be the angel that I was supposed to be in my life. With that, I spent a lot of time alone. I'll be honest. When you go from such a tight group of friends and you separate yourself and you think that you want something different, people think that you think you're better than them or you're too good for them, and it's not the case. You're just doing what you need to do for you. Proximity has such a powerful effect on our behavior, and if you think anything different, we cannot be friends. You're just done. Oh shit. What? Angle. Okay, that was chaotic. I just wanted something to drink. I was getting a little preacher-ish. Last thing I want to say, and I know this might be a little controversial, but, well, I feel like everything I say is controversial, so at this point, it should just be implied. It's time to let go of situations and people and habits that no longer serve you. That toxic ex that you keep circling back to because you think you'll never find anybody better? Yeah. Leave him. Leave whoever the hell it is. They're done. We get so uncomfortable with being alone and being in our own company that we will keep circling back to situations and people and habits that don't serve us. You want to lose weight, you want to be healthy, but you're drinking and you're partying and you're doing drugs. Explain that to me in the most logical way. I understand that being alone is hard, and I understand that the more that you're alone and the more lonely that you feel, the harder it is to get out of that negative mindset. But in the end of the day, when you do see the grass on the other side and you see the life behind the lens, you take off your rose-colored glasses and you see that there's more to life, you're going to be so grateful that you left when you did. And leaving at all is an accomplishment. I've been in toxic relationships. I've been in toxic friendships. And honestly, the hardest part is getting out and letting go. Starting from nothing is so much easier than leaving your abuser. Like, it's a conversation for another day, Angel. Sorry, that's next week's topic. Getting ahead of myself. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is you have to let go of self-inflicted suffering. It's not cute. Let that shit go. You have to be your biggest fan. You have to be a self-supporter. There are enough haters in this world. There are enough people preying on your downfall that you don't have to do it for yourself. Trust me. Keep your internal monologue positive. If you let yourself get so caught up in the bullshit and the hearsay and everything that goes on around you and you let it get personal, your negative enemy in your head, it just becomes a parasite and it'll eat you alive. You want to be your number one ally. You want to be your number one friend. You don't want to be spreading lies about yourself to yourself. Are you hearing me today? Do I need to speak up? Another thing that I want you to feel comfortable doing and feel empowered when I say this, eliminate any trigger from your life. Make your life easier. Unfollow people who make you feel bad. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's okay to love and support somebody and just not be able to follow them. Or you have to, mute their page for a while, and that's okay. Now, with that being said, inspiration is not competition. And until you are in a place in your life where you can see someone else winning and want to see them win instead of feeling jealous that it's not you, just put it on the back burner. Block them, mute them, unfollow them until you have done enough growth in yourself that you can appreciate other people's wins and not see it as a lose for you. Every day, people get closer and closer to their goals, their dreams, their aspirations in life. Why can't it be you? Every week, I see a new girl on TikTok go viral and blow up, and it can be you. It can be me. It could be anybody. Any of us could be the next Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. Anybody can do it. What is standing between you and that goal? What is standing between you and becoming the person that you've always wanted to be? It's just you. You're your biggest threat and your biggest asset. If you're ready, when you're ready, if you're ready now, I want you to do the work, take yourself seriously, and become that girl. Become the main character. We want to see you win. Not everybody wants to see you win, but I do. I'm your first supporter. Now go make it big. You got this. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me and my passion project, my little YouTube channel with like 20 followers. It means so much. Like, I can't express to you my gratitude for you sitting and listening to me, a stranger, talk and encourage you to be the best person of your life. It makes me feel good. With that being said, I will see you guys again next Sunday with another video. And as always, if you have the means, please donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation, your local chapter, in honor of my late friend Nyla. And I will see all of you again in another video.